Welcome to School Matters. I'm Marcel. We're here at the Center for Communications and Media Relations here at Varina High School, kind of my home away from home. This place is great. We get to do graphics, write news stories. It's like a family here. But now, back to the program. Later on, we'll see how trash can become art, watch some middle schoolers get a great surprise, and see how hard work leads to a big mess. But first, let's talk history. As you know, Henrico County has a lot of history. From Pocahontas to Patrick Henry, this area has a lot of meaning behind it, and now some middle school students are helping spread the word.
Like so many historically black cemeteries went through a period of decline where it wasn't being taken care of.
There is a number of significant people that are buried there.
We're trying to tell the story of these places that have been neglected.
The Woodland Cemetery Foundation, they've been working in their cemetery for a number of years, and they feel that it is significant enough to have a state marker placed on the property. So they reached out to me to see if students from the community would be interested in helping to create that marker.
So from there, we reached out to the two middle schools that were closest and started our work.
There are graves all through those woods. In fact,
we rode out with the students and the department leaders to Woodland Cemetery, where we met with both our Henrico County Parks and Rec folks who are helping us with the historic marker piece, but also with this really awesome, dedicated group of volunteers.
It was a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of graves and how they renovated the place.
Very historic black cemetery, and they have a lot of historical people buried there. There's Arthur Ashe and John Jasper, who's a preacher.
he was the founder of Six Mount Zion Church here in Richmond. So here we are at the grave of Arthur Ashe. Died in 1993. He wanted to be buried here because his mother was there. He wanted to be buried beside his mother.
I think it's really interesting because there were people there that I never actually heard about, and it's very interesting to hear what they did and everything.
Charles Russell, he was a prominent architect.
Today, we're really just about getting some drafts of what we think might work at the moment.
So when we left the cemetery, we went to a place to discuss what we learned.
When we went to the working session, that was the icing on the cake. They knew what they were doing, they were ready, they were just excited to work, and they did.
Primary sources, right?
Oh, yeah. You should, make references.
Oh, good point. That's a good rule.
The application process will include the basic information, and most importantly, what is the text that you want on the marker.
You're limited in the number of words you can use, so you have to think about what matters the most. So we walked through that here as a group. We even looked at other historic markers from other historic cemeteries in the area.
It lists a lot of important people who are buried there.
Good, what else? Yeah.
It was a historical place in 2000.
I think they enjoyed it, and I think they got a really good chance to see how the skills we use in history class actually apply to historical projects. Researching, finding your key information, having the sources to back things up.
What I love most, the fact that they're students and they'll have an opportunity to have something that lives on in perpetuity is that's amazing. They'll be able to ride past that with their kids maybe one day and say, hey, I had a hand in that highway marker. And just the history there is so rich. So just giving them an opportunity to learn something that they won't soon forget.
Right now, they are going back and forth about what the marker will say and how it will look. The project probably won't conclude until the fall. Have you ever heard of the Combine? It's an annual event where college football players work out so NFL teams can see what they have before the draft. This next story is kind of like that. It involves students from CTE, that's Career and Technical Education. They held an event where students got to show off their ability to crowds of people.
This is their second career rodeo, and it actually spun off of our signing day because this is the preamble to our signing day. So students are here today demonstrating their skills for employers. and employers are walking around hoping to find their future employee. It's more than just a verbal interview. They can talk to the students, but they also get to see the skill sets that they bring to the table.
Which color would you like to start with first? So we are part of the Early Childhood Education Program at the ACE Center at Highland Springs, and our wonderful seniors are teaching preschool lessons to our judges as if they were preschool students.
Y'all are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
They're having us take this apart and put it back together. Then they're gonna have us install Windows 10 on it.
She's helping me get in a wheelchair.
All 17 career clusters are here. Everything from barbering to cosmetology to automotive to criminal justice, everything. They love this because they get to work with our young people and see what they can do, and then they actually reverse the tables. It's a reverse job fair. Then they're able to reach out to the students and say, hey, I'd like to offer you a job. We even have employers interviewing kids here on the spot offering them jobs. From a student's perspective, I might not be good talking about what I can do, but I can show you what I can do. So this actually breaks down that first barrier of how do I show you as an employer what I'm capable of doing. Being able to showcase their skills, it gives you a sense of pride in what you're doing.
This might lead to some jobs for some students. They had over 200 potential employers there. Another big part of the crowd were the middle schoolers. They got to see what it was like to be in CTE. So far, we've talked about high school and middle school. Now it's time for the younger bunch. We're off to Jackson Davis Elementary for a special report from Alana.
Chucky, did you take out the trash yet? That his mom said that. Yeah, last week, Chucky said.
He said he took out the trash last week, but clearly that was not good enough for his mama because she says no chores, no ice cream.
This batch of milk is perfect. What's this weird stuff? That's their food.
For first graders at Jackson Davis Elementary, having stories read to them is nothing new. What made this day special was the theme of the books and the visitors who read to them.
Cows need to be milked 2 or 3 times a day. Every single.
And the readers that day were Suzanne Yunkin, the First Lady of Virginia, Amy Gutierrez, the Secretary of Education for Virginia, and Matt Lohr, the Secretary of Agriculture for Virginia.
All this eating's making me hungry. Isn't it ice cream time yet?
And it was much more than just story time. The guest readers talked with the students about farming and agriculture.
Agriculture means?
Agriculture means
farming and taking care of the soil.
Now, how many of you have ever been on a farm before?
Me.
You've been on a farm? Yeah?
No better way to see where ice cream comes from than to do everything a dairy farmer needs to do.
But the most important lesson of the day was the fact that dairy farms are what makes ice cream possible.
So I love this book because I love ice cream.
Did you know that ice cream actually comes from milk?
What? And who likes ice cream? Woohoo!
It's my favorite.
Nice job, Alana. If you've never heard of Agriculture Literacy Week, don't feel bad. I thought Alana just made it up, but it's real. When we come back, we'll learn about a school where recycling is an art form.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to All Things Kindergarten. My name is Kay, and I am the Henrico County Public Schools Kindergarten Ambassador. I am here to make sure you know everything there is to know about kindergarten. We are excited to see you, and we are preparing our schools for your arrival. Kindergarten is filled with learning new things. We have math, reading, science, and social studies. From learning to be a friend to learning to read, we do a lot during the day. We check out books in the library, we eat in the cafeteria, we play on the playground, and we go to art, music, and PE. But no worries, Our teachers are experts, and we will help you every step of the way.
14, great job.
Did you know we have almost 200 kindergarten classrooms? That means we have a lot of work to do to get ready for you. And to help make sure we're ready for you, we need you to tell a grown-up to go to the Henrico School's website so they can register you for kindergarten. They can fill out the forms and then make an appointment at the school. And guess what? We will give you some books just for registering before school starts. We cannot wait to meet you. Let's get ready for K.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to School Matters. I'm Marcel. So far in the program, we visited a cemetery, watched students show off their technical skills, and learned about farming. So, following our pattern, which is no pattern at all, we'll head to Nuckols Farm to meet a fish. Not just any fish, this is Freddy the fish.
So boys and girls, we're going to work on the fish. We're going to see if we can get a chunk of it done today. We have lots of spaces for the bottle caps. Just kind of follow where the colors are. All your bottle caps and beads are over here, and your pipe cleaners. Everything.
I took a class about 6 years ago, and one of the projects was to come up with a project that you could have a large group do and a collaborative thing. And I really was excited to have it be a whole school thing.
So we basically made a fish out of like recycled bottle caps. So then we put pipe cleaners through holes in the bottle caps, and then we put the pipe cleaner through and put 2 beads and tied it onto the fish.
I didn't know, like, when she said jump card, I didn't know, like, exactly what she meant. I didn't think it was going to be, like, as colorful as it is. I just thought, oh, we're going to put some water bottles and cut them up and color them.
I saw this artist, Angela Posey, who did these giant things made out of trash that they had gotten, garbage that they had gotten from the ocean. And these are, like, really big. So I thought, after COVID, it's like, I'm doing this project. The kids all participated, families all knew that we were collecting bottle caps and bottles and anything that was plastic that could be used as part of our sculpture.
This is the braided woven things. So I'm going to continue this.
Well, I like braiding and then weaving the braids into the fish. So it's like plastic tablecloths, and they get cut up, and there's these like string, and then we braid those together, and then we weave them into the fish. I just enjoy doing the bottle caps the most because I got to add like whatever beads I liked. It did get tricky because you didn't want to put something over something because then it would be a lot harder to attach, and then there's really no point of putting it there if there's already something there. This is a big fish, like it's like not like a little sculpture or something, it's like big. So I was like, we could get it, but it's like maybe like a really long time.
We kind of set up a factory, so like a few people were working and like putting the pipe cleaners through. I was one of those. Then there were a couple of people who tied the bottle caps to the fish, and then there were other people who braided the rope and put it on the fish.
I didn't think it would take quite as long as it did, but part of it is I was working on other art projects, and when they would be done with a project, they could work on the fish. So it was kind of a combination, and my goal really was to have it done during Youth Art Month, which is March. So that's what we'd accomplished.
It turned out better than I thought it would. I didn't actually think it would look that good. I didn't think that there would be so many different colors of bottle caps.
Well, I was really surprised because it was like so colorful and so big and like amazing.
I thought it turned out great. It turned out surprisingly actually a lot better than I thought of it when I first saw what materials we were using.
3 ready to fish!
What I think is cool about that project is that it all ties in nicely. They made a fish out of recycled plastics, which draws attention to the fact that our oceans have too much plastic garbage in them. Now that I have you in an environmental mood, let's head to Maybeury Elementary, where students are taking a delicious visit to the garden.
Hi guys, welcome to the garden guys. Today we are going to start with a tasting. Have you guys done a tasting before? Yes. So we're gonna taste peas and radishes today, but first we have to get hand sanitizer.
We started the garden here at Maybeury almost 10 years ago, and it started when my oldest daughter, Simone, she was a kindergartner here at Maybeury, and she came home from school one day and she was a bit concerned about all the sweets and the treats that they were eating at school. And so it prompted this great conversation between the two of us of, what we eat not only impacts our individual health, but it also impacts the collective learning environment.
I'd like to take a little bite.
They're good.
You've never tried it before? How do you think it
I
tastes?
really like it. It's good, just it's a little bit spicy, but I kind of love it.
It's really awesome. I was able to teach when I went to Freeman. I did a Teachers for Tomorrow, so I've already had a little experience being back here, but it's just been really special, especially because this garden wasn't even around when I was a student, and so to be able to have learned a lot about gardening and then bring that to my elementary school has been really impactful. And to be teaching alongside some of my former teachers is very cool.
The peas don't have much flavor. I think the radishes are a little spicy.
We reached out to a great community partner, Greater Richmond Fit for Kids, and they have had the experience of doing school gardens all around the region.
So everyone, I want you to go up. It helps the
Fit for Kids is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to improve children's health and wellness through programming that promotes physical activity and healthy eating. So the garden really started off as the healthy eating part. We were always promoting the tastings and promoting children being able to grow food from seed to harvest and see where real food comes from.
And what's beautiful about Fit for Kids is that they develop this curriculum for the garden that tie into all the SOLs that the students are learning. They tailor it for every different grade. It becomes more and more sophisticated and advanced as they get older. And so this is like our outdoor classroom. It's hands-on, it's fun, it's interactive, it's delicious, and it's just part of our educational experience here at Maybeury.
What do you do with nitrogen? We're gonna jump up. Nitrogen, we're jumping up.
We have a game today called the NPK game, and that stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. We teach them that nitrogen as a vitamin for the plant helps them grow up, the phosphorus helps the plants grow down, and the potassium helps the plants all around, all of their parts.
Perfect. And then for potassium, you can either spin or do a little jump spin, right? We don't want you to get too dizzy because we're kind of close to our garden, all right?
I'm gonna season the top.
Awesome.
Today we're doing amending soil, so we're adding all these ingredients to make a superfood for the soil.
Awesome. Thank you guys for helping us make this superfood.
I love it.
I hope that they're able to breathe more in their day, to have something outside that isn't a recess time. They're still in class, but I try and make it really relaxed and interact with nature in a respectful way, in a partnership, right? For kids to learn that you are an integral part of the ecosystem and you contribute, you can compost, you can help the world, and it starts with a garden for me.
Yeah, it's whispering alfalfa.
Fit for Kids is a nonprofit that's dedicated to promoting health and wellness to students. Over at Harvie Elementary, they had a visitor who's dedicated to basketball and having a lot of fun.
Hello, Harvie Heroes. This is your boy, Scooter Christensen. Let's do it. This is always the best part of my day because I get to talk to the kids because they always have crazy questions for me, but we always give them a good message to lead them by and hopefully make them feel confident about themselves. They hear our story, who we are, where we come from, and then have some Globetrotter fun at the same time, so it's going to be fun.
Game, it's not your average basketball game. We do things that make people smile. We do things that make people feel good about themselves. Okay, right here. Ready to catch it. Boom. Hey. There you go. Good job, girl. Boom. How did I succeed in doing what I wanted to do? Beautiful question. You know why? You know how I succeeded? Because I kept failing every single time. As you heard me before, every time that I failed, all those failures that I thought were failures were lessons learned. I was growing, I was getting better, I was getting stronger. I got smarter.
Wasn't Scooter amazing? When we come back, we'll visit a virtual school that's having some in-person fun.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to School Matters. I'm Marcel. I'm sure you've heard of the Henrico Virtual Academy. If not, the name kind of explains it. It's a school, it's in Henrico, and the lessons are all virtual. Recently, they set some goals for their students that led to a big mess. A big fun mess.
There's something so great, so perfect, that I've decided the only way to make her more perfect is to pie her in the face. Miss Roberts! 1 pie for every grade of every kid that made their apps. So you're here because you did all your Lexia, you did all your Dreambox, you did all your Smarty Ants. You have basically rocked school. Kindergarten, you are up first. This pie is for you, Miss Roberts. From kindergarten straight to you. Get ready! Kindergarten, way to go. All right, first grade. Let me see those mouths count with me. On the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, boom! And some extra squish. How you feeling, Miss Roberts?
Feeling great. I'm so proud of you. What do I always
that I love you, I believe in you, and I'm cheering you on. Second grade, 3. Second grade, 2. Second grade, boom! That was a good one. All right, third grade. Here we go. 3. Third grade, 2. Third grade, boom! Oh, man, that was a good one. Miss Long's class, that was for you. 4th grade and 2. 4th grade and 1. Boom! Yeah! 5th grade, do you want to see your pie? This is the thickest pie we've had today. 5th grade. Boys and girls, are you ready? Miss Roberts, do you see the size of this pie? Are you really ready? I'm ready. On 3. 3, 2, 1, boom! Uh-oh, it stopped! I was fast. Yay! We love you. We're so proud of you. All right, guys, great job, guys!
Personally, I love whipped cream, especially on vanilla ice cream. But enough about me. I'm sure you've all been to a career fair or career day at your school. Over at Highland Springs, they decided to go big with a career week. They had a lot going on, so let's take a look.
Good morning, Springer Nation. There are 100 women in the building to wish you a good morning and a wonderful day.
I started developing these insecure feelings within myself. I started thinking that I wasn't pretty enough. Ultimately, as a first-time nonviolent drug offender, I was sentenced to 24 and a half years in federal prison. I was sentenced longer than I had actually been living on this earth because I was 23 years old at the time. I still made a conscious choice that I was going to speak out about my ordeal. And from me speaking out from my ordeal, I got heavily involved in criminal justice work and advocacy and worked with some of the same organizations.
I would go and take it a bit more serious, take my grades, take school, take all of that type of stuff serious.
I participated in certified yards at Henrico too. And while it was great, while I was there, art was something I was just good at. It wasn't like it was truly what I wanted to do with my life. So I felt like I could have explored other options because the country has so many to offer with the centers and the programs that they have.
So it's okay to not know what you want to do. It's okay to not have your plan go exactly how you envisioned it. We all have different walks of life. We all have different plans in place for us, and that's okay.
We'll close our show with some highlights of some very happy middle school students. They're winners of scholarships to Virginia Union. That's right, they're in 8th grade and they already have college options. For School Matters, I'm Marcel.
We would like to congratulate you for being selected to receive a full tuition scholarship to attend Virginia. We would like to congratulate you on being selected to receive a full tuition scholarship to attend Virginia.
I'm proud of you, Cesar. I knew you will make it.
Congratulations.